Moral of the story is, if you have all the symptoms for COVID, and your doctor says don't go to the ER, just go to the ER because fuck your doctor. Because apparently,
I mean, don't unless you have to,
well,
or have asthma.
For sure, but like
or...
if you check all the boxes, you should be going to the ER.
Oh, I mean, if you check the boxes for needing to go to the ER,
yeah. 104 fever, shortness of breath, tightness in the chest, asthma. Yeah, like she had literally, like, again, I get it. Someone's like, I don't feel good. I think I have COVID. Maybe that person should just like chill out. But she had literally all the symptoms and is at high risk. And her doctor's office is like, no, just manage it with Tylenol. It's like, okay. If we listen to you, we might be dead. Thank you, doctor. Not.
Well, at least you guys had the common sense.
Yeah, fuck.
So, when she went, what did they end up, like, how did they end up helping her or treating?
She was put on oxygen, IV, antibiotics, although that was more to rule out that so she had bilateral pneumonia at that point. That was more to rule out that the pneumonia was bacterial, which it probably wasn't, but it was sort of,
do everything now so you don't regret it later, right?
Yeah, more or less. And then just like the oxygen was the big thing because her oxygen levels were very compromised. So that was the big thing, and then just like rest under, while being monitored by
medical observation.
Yeah. Yep.
Man. Yeah, and then you said you got some shortness of breath and some fatigue.
Yeah, shortness of breath, fatigue, tightness in the chest. Post nasal drip, which was like crazy. Like I felt like I was drowning in fucking boogers, which I don't know if that's part of it, but
in the back of your throat. Or
yeah,
in your lungs?
and like in my throat.
Yeah, I mean that might have been your body expelling crap out of your lungs too.
Sure.
Potentially.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds like a typical day with allergies to me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I have seasonal allergies. Mine are acting up like this whole month. So I've had to check in with, like, every time I have to go into the office, I have to check in with my nurse and shit to be like, hey, is it okay if I come in? I've been taking my temperature like every day to make sure that I don't actually have a fever.
Mm-hmm.
Not having been exposed. But yeah, I mean, I got a dry, scratchy throat right now. I can cough, right? Like.
Yeah, like now every time someone coughs, everyone's like, oh!
Yeah, everyone looks at you. Like, put a mask on.
Don't tread on me, bro. Shit.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I mean, do you normally experience allergy symptoms during the spring or like fall or whatever?
Maybe some sneezing just from pollen, but no, nothing. I've never experienced what I experienced before. It was the scary shit for me was obviously in the hospital, and then I had my infant son that I'm watching. But the fatigue and the shortness of breath and like the pressure in my chest and like the reduced lung capacity, that was like I've never had that before.
Yeah, so I mean that's probably not allergies. If even though she wasn't, she didn't test positive. If she had all the symptoms, right? Like
yeah. Well, the doctor that was so she was in the COVID wing of the hospital, and the doctor said, "I'd bet my career that you had it." Because all her blood, like the blood work is not, it's not really like a test, but like you can look at the blood work of people with COVID and not and all that,
right,
and compare it. Her blood work matched, her symptoms matched. The doctor was saying that because she came in so late, which is fucking irritating because we were bothering. Anyways, she came, by the time she went in the hospital, it was day 10. So by the time she was COVID tested, it was day 11 and then day 14. So they both came back negative, but at that point, like the viral load may have been so low that she was more or less over it, but her body was now like her body had still been wrecked by it. Yeah.
I didn't mean to imply that it was allergies. I was just joking around.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean,
it was
it's a
definitely not
legit
allergies.
thing though, because this is allergy season, and for people that either experience severe allergies or I mean, I have moderate allergies, but you know, I can because COVID affects everybody so differently, and some people can have some symptoms and some people just don't. They have no symptoms whatsoever or extremely mild symptoms. Like
Right.
who knows, man?
Oh
Who
yeah,
knows?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been getting headaches, and I'm like, just be a headache.
Yeah, right.
Just be a headache.
Well, and we thought about like mid-February, and I both got like a random fit of just being fatigued for like 2 weeks. It felt like. So
That was probably depression from the.
no, it was
Yeah,
before
maybe.
all this. It was before all this went down. So,
Yeah.
and we know that like COVID was supposedly spreading through the Northwest 6 weeks before, like people got it.
But we'll never know.
never know.
We'll
Yeah.
never know.
Well, hopefully, like they are like antibody tests are starting to come out now. So like, what will really help is like ubiquitous antibody tests to see like how many people actually have it and how many people are now immune to it. And that can be obviously that'll be peace of mind for a lot of people, but you can also use that to start gauging like when you can start opening shit back up.
Absolutely.
They're also experimenting with people that do. If you do, like a plasma. If you donate plasma and you are recovered from COVID, if you put that plasma into somebody else who is currently fighting it, it reduces their symptoms.
Nice.
Interesting. Just like your antibodies are helping fight their war.
Right.
Cool.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily let them make those antibodies, so you can't necessarily just hand it out to everybody. It has to be people that are sick.
Sure.
Interesting.
I was it's crazy. I was reading somewhere that like it's not like Ebola, right? Where like Ebola, if you get Ebola, you got a 50-50 shot of dying. So this thing wasn't like designed to kill per se, but like if you talk about how insidiously it can infect and spread, given like you go for like 3 to 5 days without symptoms, and then it's just like it's so infectious. So it's crazy.
Put all its skill points into stealth
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Have you
Well-
guys ever
and lungs.
Have-
Stealth and lungs.
have any of you guys played Plague Inc?
no, I can't now.
I
Ugh.
have. Yeah.
It's perfect. It's literally exactly this. Like you can make a virus that spreads really insidiously just through coughing, and then all of a sudden it mutates and it fucking gives you a heart condition.
Yeah. The thing that the thing I didn't like about Plague Inc. is that when you mutate it, it mutates every single virus in the entire world at the same time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right. So I was like, okay, this ain't how it works. Come on now.
Shit.
Like, yeah, because I mean that would be perfect if you were actually trying to kill everybody at once. You'd be like, all right, well, first I've got to infect everyone, and then I've got to make it so deadly that everyone dies from it, and they can't figure out how to fix it.
They have to gamify it somehow, though. But yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, you could make it realistic by like designating a virus like a mutation point, right, and then that. But it's almost like starting the game all over again with a new version of the virus. But they could do it. Probably wouldn't be.
I know they're updating. They updated it to include a fight against the virus, like fight against the plague, because of COVID.
Yeah, like I can't fucking play. Like I'm looking on Netflix too, and it's like popular in the U.S. right now. Pandemic, Contagion.
Right.
I'm like, nope. 21 days later, nope. I'm good.
Seriously, 21 days later, it's like, oh.
Ugh, fuck. I can't.
Yeah, that one was weird because the rage virus like takes like 20 seconds
Yeah.
to turn you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like DayZ. Yeah, like you die and then you're like you fucking pop back up in a minute. It's like